What is up, gamers, and welcome back to another Deck Tech. Today, I'm calling this deck, Where's My Pants? Classic Lego Movie reference. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, I'd watch the Lego Movie. It's incredible. Alright, we're talking about the pants today, okay? Pantlaza, Sun Favored. It's 5 mana, 2, a red, a green, and a white. Whenever Pantlaza, Sun Favored, or another dinosaur enters the battlefield under your control, you may discover X, where X is that creature's toughness. Do this only once each turn, okay? And to discover, you exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card with that mana value or less. Cast it without paying its mana cost, or put it in your hand, and then you put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order, okay? This is sick. You've been seeing a lot of dinosaur decks, a lot of crazy decks with Pantlaza's ability, okay? But that's where we get to the problem. Dinosaurs, guys, are extinct, okay? Dinosaurs are extinct. Which means for this deck, we only are allowed to use one dinosaur, and that's Pantlaza, okay? So let's get to the plan. The plan is, we're going to play Pantlaza, okay? Then we're going to use ephemerate type effects, okay, to exile Pantlaza and bring him back, okay, and he'll become a new entity, all right? We'll ephemerate him, boom, and now he's Pantlaza 2, Electric Boogaloo, okay? And because he's different, because he was exiled and he came back, his do this only once each turn is refreshed. So you get to discover again on your turn. It's not like one of those cards that like remembers if you've done it already. There are a couple of those in Magic the Gathering, but not this guy. He doesn't do that. So he doesn't care. So you bring him back. Yeah. So let's talk about it, okay? We're gonna be talking about the flash sales. Okay, so these are things for these pants you can do at instant speed. Classic, we already talked about Ephemerate. It's just 1 white, exile target creature card you control, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. So that's you. So you'll bounce your Pantlaza and it'll come back onto the battlefield. Okay, and then it has rebound. So if you cast it from your hand, you get to do it again on your upkeep, which is super good. Yeah, you can cast without paying its mana cost, which you'll see later on is quite synergistic with what we're going on. Okay. Then we got Eerie Interlude. Okay, exile any number of target creatures you control, and then return to the battlefield at the next end step, which is pretty sweet. So this is like a board protection move as well, or you can just target your Pantlaza. We've got a little bit more cheaper mana cards to do that, but this one works as well. Then we got Cloud Shift. It's Ephemerate without the rebound, so it is what it is. Then we got Flicker of Fate, does the same thing. Then we got Justicier's Portal. I'm saying it that way because I played Baldur's Gate and that's how they say it. Okay, this one gets it first strike for an extra mana, which is not too bad. Slip on the ring. Dinosaurs can wear rings, guys. Okay, that's canon. Slip on the ring. You get the ring tempting you for a 1 mana, which is not terrible. They got Scroll Shift. This one draws you a card for 2 extra mana. Anyway, we got a whole bunch in there. Okay, instant speed. So on other people's turns, whenever they try to target you or remove, you've got all these instant sort of instant blink white cards. That's why white is quite a good card color for this deck. Okay, now we're talking to the Nordstrom Rack Sale. Here we're gonna get the pants on the main. Okay, classic Flicker Wisp. 1 and 2 white, flying when it enters the battlefield. Exile target card. Another permanent, but we're obviously targeting Pantlaza. Okay, and then you get it on the end step. Pretty sick. Charming Prince, 2 mana. Enters. You're gonna always pick the return at the end step. Pretty sick. And then Eldrazi Displacer, 2 and a white, okay? And then for 3 mana, you can pay and then do that. So you can do this anytime. This is like a instant speed once you have the card out on a body, if that makes sense. So you can do this anytime, and you can do it repeatably if you find some other shenanigans to do that. All right, JCPenney's, more pants on sale. Felidar Guardian, 3 and a white. When it enters the battlefield, you blank Pantlaza, boom, 1/4, okay? Guardian of Girapur, 2 and a white. When it does that, you get it back on the end step. Pretty sick. Restoration Angel, 3 and a white. Yeah, you exile a non-angel. Pantlaza is notably not an angel. And then you get to bring it back. So you discover for 4. And you might have noticed, because I'm going to point it out right now, all these cards have mana value 4 or less, which means when we discover Pantlaza, we're going to discover into these, which is then going to blink Pantlaza again and going to re-trigger them. So you're going to get a 1/4, a 3/3, a 3/4. You're going to be getting all these bodies on the field for free, okay? Even more, let's talk about it, Macy's. These are the not creature types now. We got Teleportation Circle, okay? Beginning of your end step, you blink Pantlaza. Boom, for 4 mana, you can cascade into it or discover. Conjurer's Closet. You better hope you draw this because it's 5 mana, so it's going on the bottom of your library if you're trying to discover it. But you do the same thing. It's Teleportation Circle, but mana more expensive. Flicker Form. Boom. It's an aura. You pay 4 mana, and then you blink your Pantlaza. Do this in case of emergencies, if that makes sense. If you don't have anything you can do to get your Pantlaza out, because it's not as mana efficient, if that makes sense. Unless you're dodging like a board wipe, in which case then it is mana efficient because you don't have to recast your commander. Pretty sick. Okay. And now you're like, how are we winning, though? How are we going to win off all this Discover? Okay. Let's talk about it. The War Doctor. All right. Dinosaurs are extinct, but the War Doctor is a time traveler, so he can hang out with the Pantlaza. Okay. He says he's 4 mana, so you discover him, obviously. Whenever one or more permanents phase out, and whenever one or more other cards are put into exile from anywhere, put a time counter on him. When he attacks, he deals damage equal to the number of time counters on it to any target, which means you can also do it to someone's face. If a creature dealt damage this way would die this turn, exile it instead. Okay, now you're thinking, okay, so he gets 1 per discover. No, he gets a time counter for each card while you're discovering. So if you have 4 lands before you get to your card, you're getting 5 time counters because it's the 4 lands and then that one guy. Okay? Because the way Discover and Cascade work is that it exiles them individually, checks, nope, exiles another one, exiles another one, exiles another one. So it's all individual, as opposed to different effects that say exile 4 cards or exile 5 cards. Because that's one effect, you only get 1 time counter for it. Very finicky. But you just tell your friends this is how it works, and they'll take your word for it. And you could show them the rules if you want. This guy's 5 mana, and I'm sure, obviously, you saw Pantlaza, so he's going to be in here. Quintorius Canned, all right? He's 5 mana, so you can't discover him. But whenever you cast a spell from exile, he deals 2 damage to each opponent, and you gain 2 life, which is pretty sweet. And guess what? For 3 loyalty points, I don't know, you can downtick him, discover 4. And guess what? That's pretty much all the cards we have in the deck are 4 mana. Which is pretty sweet. You can also make some tokens to, be good and have a good time. But basically, you're going to be casting this guy and then discovering so much off Pantlaza that you're dealing so much damage and you're getting a bunch of life. Pretty sweet, okay? And then, of course, we're casting free spells. We're storming off, guys, okay? Obviously, Dinosaurs can work, Pantlaza can work in this Aetherflux monstrosity here. But it says it's 4 mana. We love to see it. Whenever you cast a spell, you gain 1 life for each spell you've cast this turn. And you can pay 50 life, and it deals 50 damage to a target player. Okay? It says target creature as well, but just do it to their face, and then you don't have to worry about the creature. Yeah, that's how it works. So basically, you're going to be discovering a lot, which are going to re-trigger your discovers, which is going to gain you a bunch of life, and let you pay 50 life to destroy somebody. Okay, which is pretty sweet. So Quintorius gains you life, Aetherflux gains you life. It's pretty sweet. But that's not, obviously there's more. Okay, we got value deals for these pants. Okay, Iraxa, Empress of Mars, 4 mana. God, it's almost like my brain is massive and I'm a genius. Trample, Battlecry, who cares? Paradox, we love to see it. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, you make a 2/2 red alien warrior creature token. That means every time you discover, you're getting a 2/2. Which is value, and we love to see it. And they're going to be 3 2s when Iraxa attacks, which is sweet. Okay, Sisterhood of Karn. You're being like, okay, it's a 1/1. No, but you're discovering like 5 times a turn. That's going to double it, double it, double it. Sort of those TikTok trends where you want to take it and double it. Okay. Then we got Memory Worm. Okay, this guy's just going to do 2 damage to a player every time you discover, which is sweet. You are making them discard and then draw a card, so they get a little bit of card selection, but who cares? You're going to put a bunch of +1/+1 counters on Memory Worm and win that way, which is pretty sweet. Then we got Impending Flux as well. You foretell it, or you don't, who cares? But you discover it, and you do a bunch of damage to everyone's creatures and each opponent. It's 3 mana, so yeah, because you're casting this spell from exile, so it's going to be at least 2 damage to each creature. But obviously, if you have this in your hand, you can choose not to cast it and then foretell it and do some kind of shenanigans to guarantee a bigger return to do 3, 4, 5 damage to every opponent's creature and each opponent, which is huge value for what you're doing. And then obviously, if you want to be a Chad, you can throw in Raised by Giants, which means whenever you're blinking Pantlaza, you're actually discovering 10 instead of 4, which will let you get every card in your deck, pretty much, because 10-10, there's nothing with that much mana value in here. I didn't put it as a big combo piece because you kind of have to go, it's one card in the 99, so you're not going to get it every single time, especially when it's 6 mana, so if you discover past it, it's at the bottom and you're screwed. So, but if you get it, lucky you. But yeah, so that was Pantlaza. Honey, where's my pants? If you like this video, or if you have other cards that you think would fit better in this Dino Blink deck, please let me know. And I'd appreciate a subscribe and a like. Thanks so much. Have a good day.